Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Luna Rosu. This is Sheena today, and I am back with my final graphics fairy design team project for the year of 2019. And this time around I have decided to finally do a sort of a nature botanical kind of theme. So this is what I came up with. This is not the standard traveler's notebook size. This is a 5x7. So she's a bit bigger, slightly bigger than a passport, and that's how she looks like. So let me open her up. So once you open her up, she comes with this pack of Paris photo slides. So there are 6 in here that I've included. And then also there's a flap here like so. This is from a vintage envelope, and inside this little side pocket right here I have stuffed it with a fair bit of ephemera pieces, some bus tickets. This is from the Graphics Fairy. This is one of their I think ATC cards that I just turned into a tag, and I printed the back with one of the I think it's one of the end papers, so that's there. So if you don't have time to copy stain, just print just use one of the bundles, and then you already got sort of a pre-stained background right there. And then also I have included other bits of ephemera, such as a ticket right there, and this is a page from one of the autograph books that I have from 1930, and that tucks right in here. And then clipped to the cover, these two are from the Graphics Fairy as well. Hold on, let me take that out. So this is from, I think, one of their autumn bundles as well. So I decided to do a bit of layering here with some vintage stickers, and then also a wax seal, sort of that when you close it like so, this little bit here sort of sticks out. So I like that, just to give that slight vintage feel. And then I've just backed it with some dictionary paper. And this is also from the Graphics Fairy. This is one of their paper backgrounds, I think. So again, I chose ones with the deep colors. And then you can do extra journaling on the back of that. I just went around, tear bits and pieces of the sides, and then sort of run around through it with the stamping, distressing sponge tool. So you get this sort of raw and rough edges right here, just like how you would see old papers and things like that. And that tucks in there. And this little booklet cover right here, this is also from the Graphics Fairy. It's one of their pre-made covers, which I absolutely love. There are so many pre-made covers in there. So if you're sort of in a bind on creating covers and whatnot, they have quite a few here in so many different themes. I chose this one again because of the color scheme, so I try to work with the colors I see here, and the florals are absolutely to die for. And then on the inside of this one, hold on. So once you get to the inside, this one is also from the Graphics Fairy. It's one of, I think, their book plates. I just added 2 stamps here just to give a bit of color to this little tuck spot right there. And then tucked in here we have one of the Graphics Fairy images as well. I love these, again, with the deep colors. And then it's just back with some ledger paper. And then this is a Western Union ephemera piece there. And then on this side, this is who I imagine actually the lady who owns this journal. I absolutely love this postcard. She has this gorgeous sort of tree leaf sort of crown there. So she owns this journal, and her name is actually Miss Lily. So I thought that was really appropriate. Again, this is also from the Graphics Fairy. Absolutely love it. I think this is from one of the ephemera collections, I think. So just do a bit of collaging on this side, some fabric here, just to again give that old vintage look. And inside I have also distressed edges on one of the Graphics Fairy images right there. So yeah, so it looks really old, and when you sort of layer your pockets, you want the frayed or the distressed edges to, you know, show up on the side. So that's just a tip on how I sort of layer my pages and things like that. And then we've got some fabrics here as well, some sequins. Again, this pocket here, I am in love with plaid. As you can probably tell, they look so great with that vintage look. So again, this is from the Highlands Scottish bundle. There's two. This is one in red, and I've used the other green one on the inner one of the back pages of the journal. Then I've layered it with, I think this is from the Coffee and Ephemera Coffee and Cream bundle. So just do a bit of layering on the pockets, and you know, everything will sort of, you know, go together and look vintage. Added some tabs here as well. By the way, this journal has lots of tabs there. Something I haven't done in quite a while. I've also added a vintage letter here, just to give a bit of writing to the whole page, like so. Pages for journaling. This is an aerogram right there. And then I've just did a bit of a belly band using a back of the vintage envelope. A really floral postcard right there, which I love. And then we've got some other bits and pieces of papers right there. This is actually faux leaves, just like this one is, but because it's a botanical journal, I wanted to sort of make it look like it's she actually collected, you know, specimens from her garden and things like that, just to give a bit of realism to the journal. Yep, so more journaling pages right there. This is from a Sears catalog. This is a very pretty printable from the Graphics Fairy as well. It's not a full-on, you know, busy music sheet. I love this because there's just random sort of sprinkle of handwriting here and there, so you could still essentially do a bit of journaling in between the lines. Of course, Edith Holden right there. This gorgeous marble is also from the Graphics Fairy. I've used this a lot in a lot of the vintage themes that I do with the Graphics Fairy. Absolutely love it. They come in so many colors, red, creams, blues, so you name it, and they go very well with any vintage theme. Some tabs here, fabric tab, and then with this one I printed on a borderless setting, and on the back of it I also chose something from the Graphics Fairy. This is one of their grid papers. So again, I figured, you know, if you were doing diagrams in your botanical journal, this would be the page to do it. There's some scrap paper right there, and then some fabric tab. And then again, this is from my own book. For this one, sorry. For this one, I instead of using, you know, full plants, I decided to use sequins to, you know, sort of mimic that sort of a plant specimens, like so. And then here is other faux leaves that I have, so I added some scraps here just to give that, you know, realism to the whole theme again. And then some sari trim on that side as well. Then more spaces to journal here with a fabric tab. And on this side, this is the other side of that grid paper right there. I've also made one of the little one of the book covers, so I actually scaled it down to size, and then I made a mini booklet right there, like so. So this is like a mini tuck spot as well. So you have little mini booklet to journal in, and then on the back is sort of a pocket right there. This gorgeous birds here is also from the Graphics Fairy, so I thought that was very cute to add in. You find many of these, so you can just sort of size them down according to you know, the size of your journal, whichever one you please. I've also added a vintage ticket right there. And then also, this one is stuck on. I just added some masking tape just to give that old feel here. This is an authentic vintage receipt right there. And then again, that gorgeous marble end paper, Edith Holden, the other side of that music sheet, some fabric tab, some Sears catalog, ephemera pages, vintage book pages, the other side of that envelope, and then tucked here is an authentic calling card, and this is also from the Graphics Fairy, so you can journal on the back of that one. Again, I've double printed, so you have the stains on the back and then this gorgeous ATC card on the front right there. So that tucks in there. And this is also one of my favorites. This is the green plate that I've used. Again, I've layered it with bits and pieces from the Graphics Fairy, the images. Just added this sort of sari trim right here. You know, sometimes when you do you know, trims on the side, you don't have to be exactly, you know, put it neatly like the tabs. You can just do sort of a random sort of crumpled fabric and put in there, and it sort of looks kind of nice. It goes with that really old vintage theme. And then inside this pocket right here, this is from the Graphics Fair as well. Absolutely gorgeous colors in here. So I've just backed it with some old paper right there, so you can journal on that one. This is also from the Graphics Fairy. Again, backed it also with my very own pages. Then I've included a vintage letter in there as well. This gorgeous image, I think Beth also used this one in her latest design team project. Absolutely pretty. Was inspired to use that as well when I saw her beautiful journal. Some fabric trim again on the side. This is a vintage receipt. This one is from the Graphics Fairy as well. So again, I've distressed around the edges just to give that really, you know, old vintage look. I printed this on coffee stain paper, which is why the color is slightly deeper, I think. So yeah, that goes in there. And then this is a sort of a mini flip out. You can, you know, put a picture here or something like that. This pocket here, I've added a vintage postcard. This pocket here, the background is from one of the stamps collection that I have, and then I sort of layered it on top. This is from the Graphics Fairy. This is actually part of one of their bookmarks, but I trimmed off the bottom part because I just really wanted this gorgeous illustrations right there, so you could still see the the stamps peeking out at the bottom. So there you go. So just so you guys know, even though it says, you know, bookmark, sorry, my throat's a bit dry today. So even though, you know, things are as, you know, printed as cards or bookmarks and things like that, you could still, you know, trim out the images and use it, you know, in however way you please, and, you know, you come up with something, you know, pretty. Now this is the bookmark as well. There's the marble and papers actually at the bottom here, just like this one, but for this side I trimmed it off, and this side I left it there and then just made it into a side pocket. So I added a little fabric here. If you are sort of overwhelmed with layering, you know, the Graphics Fairy has tons of images that are, you know, pre-made and, you know, layered and designed for you, so you can, you know, use it right away, or you can sort of, you know, in a way study them on how they do it. There are tutorials on how to design pockets and things like that as well, so, you know, you basically cover it when you join the Graphics Fairy premium membership site. These two are some wildflower filled images from the bundle, I think, and then on the back I've just stuck on some old vintage envelopes. So this is what it looks like. Very pretty. Again, this was sized down so to fit my journal, but you can get super high-res pictures, really big one. You can even use this as a journal cover. It will look absolutely wonderful. Here on this side, this pocket right here, hold on, this pocket right here is also from the Graphics Fairy. Again, I did a bit of layering. I used a lot of sort of these book plates right here. And then this is one of their ATC card collections as well. I just perforated the middle part here so that you can tear it off, and then the back is printed using one of the coffee stain papers that they have as well. So more room to journal in for this one, and that one sort of tucks in here. And then inside here, this is also from the Graphics Fairy. Again, I double printed, so you have two sort of gorgeous backgrounds on either side, and then I just sort of decorated and made it into a tag. Some fabric tab on the top, and then finally at the end I've made a little pocket right there, and then inside we've got a little botanical tag here. This is another really pretty postcard that I love. This is you know, a house I imagine where she would probably live in. Again, I chose this because there's just so beautiful, you know, greens and gardens around it. And then also this is another one from the Graphics Fairy, which I distress on the side as well. I like the images to have that sort of a little bit of writing here. It just, you know, it just sort of adds to the, again, realism of the journals, things like that. So, and then finally at the last page right here, I've made this into a pocket on the back, and then this little card here, this is from the Graphics Fairy as well. So again, another journaling card on the back. So guys, that is my design team project for the year, and I hope to see you soon next month. My next project will be on the Graphics Fairy YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe. I'll leave the blog post down in the description where you'll find out all about the bundles that I've used, the specific bundles, just in case I forgot to mention them in this video. Yeah, so this pen will also go with this journal. So Merry Christmas everybody, and a Happy New Year, and I hope to see you soon in 2020. Bye.